Man, what a great night on campus in Rocky Top, man. Like, fan base, unbelievable energy. Knew it would be that way, man, but it even surpassed my expectations. Vol Walk was unlike anything I've ever seen as a college football player or college coach, man, and the energy inside the stadium was electric. You guys are a huge part of this win tonight. Appreciate everything that you guys have done here as we've tried to build this program. Really excited for our players, just the growth that they've shown, the ability to compete no matter what the score was, no matter what was going on in the football game, just resilient and fierce competitors, and where we've grown in the time that I've been here. Just really proud of our players. There's a whole lot that we can do a whole lot better, but the goal for us is to find a way to win each Saturday that we're on the field and be the best football team, and we were able to do that tonight, and great game, man. So it was fun having a lot of VFLs back too, man. We had a lot of former players back. It's great to have guys, I mean, from all eras too, the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, 2010s. It's important that we have those guys around. I appreciate those guys making the trip and being a part of this tonight. I'll open it up.
David, then Rob.
Josh, after a week of build-up and obviously today, not a real typical game day for you guys, what is it like, what does it mean for this program to win a game?
What do you mean not a real typical game day?
I mean, going on game day, obviously you have game day here, all that stuff, all the sort of the pomp and circumstance of today. What does it mean to win a game in this situation?
Yeah, the game day atmosphere, this is Rocky Top. This is what it is. There's been some times where it hasn't been that, but man, ball walked the way it is, that stadium rocking the way that it is, that is Rocky Top for our recruits and for our players. It's what we've built, and this is one of the great stories in all of college football. And, that's why the stadium looks the way that it does. I thought our players handled the week itself in a really positive way. I told them early in the week, like, everything that we worked for, just having been a player, like, blocking out the outside noise is not real. Like, it's everywhere. And so you're going to hear it. Understand the opportunity that you've created for yourself, right? Like, what the game's going to look like and the opportunity we have, college game day being here, the stadium, the energy, all of that. Understand what it is, and now it's about your preparation. And I told the players today when we got done with our walkthrough right before we got on the bus, man, soak it in. Enjoy a moment of Vol Walk. Enjoy what it looks like running out that tee today, and then reset and be fierce in the way that we compete for each other. And I thought they prepared in a great way, and then they were opportunistic and competed really hard for each other today.
Coach, the touchdown drive, 99 yards just before the half, how significant was that? And just is that kind of a snapshot of Hendon Hooker and a senior quarterback?
Yeah, obviously huge in the way that the game played out, right? We score on that one. We score on the beginning of the third quarter. We're in some long yardage situations during the course of that drive. Got it going, made a huge play with Ramel down the sideline. There were some big plays in the football game. Hendon played his butt off tonight. Like, he played at an elite level. Decisive with the football, accurate with the football, intermediate, short, long. Used his legs at the right time, created big plays there, and just a tough competitor, man. And offensively fed off of him all night long.
David Pascal in Austin.
Josh, Cedric's been such a big part of things for you ever since you've been here. Obviously tonight wasn't
Nobody was happier in the locker room than Cedric was tonight.
Well, he was moving around in that boot pretty well after the game on the field. But just your reaction to the way Brew and Ramel and everybody else stepped up.
Yeah, it's a team game, and we love Ced and recognize what he brings to the table. Somebody goes down, I don't care what position, what unit it's on, it has to be a next man up mentality. You've heard me talk about preparing for your opportunities so that when you get it, you're ready to take advantage of it. I thought Ramel did a great job tonight and made big plays, won his one-on-ones, executed extremely well. And, obviously with Ced, bye week here, we'll see where we're at, but hopefully we can get him back for the next one.
Can you talk about Hendon's toughness? I know you went to the injury tent a couple of times and just went out there and just gutted through it. I know you talked about the game, but just to see him kind of look in his eyes when he went out there and just how much he was pushing through and cutting through and playing well. And then secondly, you seemed to kind of hold him down on the ground, at points in the game. Talk about your run defense.
Hendon Fierce played like a warrior tonight. We had a lot of guys that did that, but Hendon was relentless in the way that he competed and obviously was well enough to play the way that he did, and played at an unbelievably elite level. Defensively, I have not even looked at the stats here. I don't know what their rushes were, but I thought for the most part we handled the run game extremely well. There were a couple times that we let them come out the back door on some of their zone read concepts. The quarterback hurt us a couple times early. We didn't get to them as much in their max protection as we needed to. They were able to hit some shots down the field, but I thought we did a good job against the rush against them.
Jimmy then Wes.
Your offense was incredibly efficient, other than a couple of fumbles. Just talk about what made it. Was it Hendon Hooker or other things that led to that?
Yeah, the fumbles were critical, hurt, and then the fourth downs where we weren't able to convert. We had been executing at a really high level there. Those were things that hurt us in the football game and changed the way the game was played. Gave them an opportunity, to hit an onside kick and have a chance there at the end. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of things in all three phases that we can get better at. However, we'll take this one and enjoy it.
Josh, I know you talk about in football all the time, right? Guys get hurt, it's the next man up, and you do that. And Ramel Keaton today sort of kind of lived by that. What did you see? Have you seen this kind of a potential in him? I mean, that he could step up and make kind of these plays in these games?
You guys have seen him when he's been given the opportunity. He's made plays. That's, in the early part of this year. It's last year, too. Hendon's got great confidence in him, and to me that tells you everything that you need to know about Ramel, the player. And we have a ton of confidence in him, too.
Every program as they evolve have to have sort of benchmarks. What part do you think winning a rivalry game, beating ranked teams has in the overall picture?
I don't know the answer to that other than this was the next one on our journey here this year. Our kids competed and prepared in a great way, found a way to get a win. It's huge for our fan base. Obviously, the past is the past for the guys, coaches, and players inside of our program, but it's something that obviously our fan base is aware of. But I'm really proud of our guys, man. They compete, man, and today was a great example of that.
Joe then Vince.
Yeah, Josh, just wondering what you're thinking there down the end after they get that onside kick, they get kind of more range, and then the aggression that you guys had on that final play.
Yeah, make a play. Didn't want to be able to just sit back there and pat it all day long and find a way to get off the football field and come away with a win. Obviously, Hans team, we got to find a way to come up with that one on the second attempt, and there's some things that we can do better. Clock management to change that too.
Josh, a couple things. I know a lot happened afterwards, but how big were those defensive stops early when Florida drove on you guys a couple times and they came away with no points?
Yeah, the early part of the game, both teams go down, don't get points early. The stops, the missed field goal, the pressure we apply on the field goal, all of that was a huge part of the football game. And our kids were resilient, continue to compete, and there's some things defensively that we did really well. There's some things that we got to get better at. Just, communication, being in the right spot as far as our drops in the secondary, playing a little bit tighter in some of the situational football. Got them in second and long, a decent amount. Just didn't get off the football field in second and long and third and long the way that we need to.
I know you got to probably look at the tape, but how much did Omari Thomas pop out to you with some of the plays that he made today?
Yeah, deflected ball, I think, there in the late part of it. Did a really good job in the run game. Obviously, we'll see a lot more as I watch the tape.
David then Austin.
Josh, when you look at Hendon tonight, how close is that to the best you've seen Hendon, and to get him to reach the ceiling that you think he can have? What do you need to see from him?
I mean, it's a really efficient night, Good in the pass game, really good in the run game, decisive, controlled it. Had 6 incompletions. I don't know what they were, but, man, he was efficient and effective all night long, and fortunate and love having him as our trigger guy.
I asked you about this on Thursday when you talked about just having all the recruits in and having that atmosphere. When you look around at the end of the game's over and the team's celebrating over there with the students, but you look around the stadium, it's still checker.
Yeah.
What do you think that?
And you look at our players over with our student body at the end of the game. I've never seen a scene like that at the end of a game after it's over. It's a huge part of the impression and the energy that recruits see and feel, and it's real and it's genuine, and they get an opportunity to see what the locker room's like too, which is huge, and there's a lot of positive things inside of our building, the culture that we're building.
2 more questions, Mike, then David Paskey.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, obviously you've got some familiarity with the Heisman Trophy as a former runner-up. When Hendon has this sort of performance in this type of offense, do you embrace the kind of attention and popularity, I guess, that he'll get out of a performance like this?
Yeah, I mean, you continue to win. You continue to play the way that he is. You're going to get a lot of attention, deservedly so. Be mature enough as an individual and as a football team to handle it. But those things are as you continue down this journey here over the next month, you got to continue to play the way that he is. But he's special.
Josh, you've got one of the earlier buys in the league or open dates in the league. Do you like that, given the schedule, or do you wish y'all could keep going? I know you got to. You
never get to control it. You never know if it's going to be the right time. For us, it is the right time. We get an opportunity to have some guys catch their breath and hopefully get a little bit healthier, and that's in all 3 phases of the game. Offense, defense, and guys that are playing on special teams too.
All right, thank you. We have players waiting.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.